Hey, 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 y'all, good morning. Welcome back to where the magic happens, here at Wormwizardcastings in Pelion, South Carolina. Y'all, it is a magnificently beautiful day the Lord has given us this Saturday. It is about 61 degrees Fahrenheit. We got a light rain outside, and it's overcast. It's just a wonderful day to be out here, nice and humid and cool. Beautiful day for the worms. I'm ready to get right into it. I want to see what the worm wizards are doing today, because yesterday, after I fed them, I gave them a dose of molasses water, because the bins were looking a little on the dry side for my liking. So I gave them a dose of molasses water, a gallon mixed up, and then I just gave them a regular gallon of water with nothing mixed in it, because it still needed a little more moisture. It wasn't enough in the first gallon. But I split that between all 8 bins. Anyhow, let's get right into it and see what they're into, y'all. Yep, and I sprayed the cardboard down pretty good too to try to get it a little bit wetter. That big, thick new piece I just put in there. Alright. We got some pretty good activity crawling around there. Let's see what we got going on in here. Okay. Interesting. So they are going at the food, but they didn't eat, they didn't hardly eat any of it. Maybe 10% of it last night, or less. Interesting. I thought by adding the moisture and the molasses water, they would have probably got into that food a little bit better. Interesting. Because like I say, the bins were running a little bit on the drier side. There wasn't any leachate collecting in the bottoms of the bins, and when there's no leachate at all collecting in the bottom of the pans under the bins, to me that's an indicator I need to add a little moisture, because the bins should be producing just a little bit of moisture in the pans up underneath them. Let's get in here. I'm trying to zoom in, y'all. Remember, I told y'all I had a software update, and now I don't know how to use my own phone. I was telling my wife, was it yesterday? Might have been the day before. Out of all the software updates I ever had, on all the phones we ever owned, I think this is the one I dislike the most. Because, software updates, they're notorious for, messing up something or creating more problems than they fix. Well, this time, I'm having a hard time finding more things I like than things I dislike about this software update. And that's this week's IT Moment, brought to you by Wormwizardcastings. I know. What's up, guys? Y'all hanging out? Uh-oh, you really hanging out. You're hanging way out. Alright, this thick old cardboard. And this is another one of the reasons. Alright, why did I put the cardboard in here? Okay. Well, one, I noticed that, I was liking I was trying to get a little bit more moisture retention. I thought if I covered up the bins with a little more cardboard, instead of shredding it though, just lay it down flat. And I do like that. But also, this cardboard was going to be hard to shred in my shredder anyways, because it was a little too thick, a little bit on the thick side. And it likes to stop up my shredder. So I said, well, I'll just put it in there big and flat like that and use it just to hold the moisture back and keep the light away, so it'll encourage the worms to come closer to the surface. But anyhow, seems to be working all right. Although, they didn't eat much of the food last night. Well, obviously, I'm not going to be feeding them today since there's so much food left over. Look at there. Let me zoom in as close as I can get there. Now, I'm not going to mix it in, but let me just scrape some back with my finger and see what we got going on over here. As I suspected. There's just a ton of little red wigglers right underneath it. They're just going at it, eating. So they are voracious. They are devouring it as we look at it. It's just that they're underneath it to stay away from the light from this headlamp. And And also, I guess they weren't mobbing it. I don't know. Because they were all underneath it, weren't they? I don't know. Mobbing it from underneath, maybe. Woo, look at there. Look at all those worms. Coming through right there. Let's see what we got. Let me zoom all the way in. About 69, right at 70, y'all. Good morning, Mr. Gnome. How are you doing? All right. Let's see here. Ooh, yeah. Same thing in this bin. Looks like we're going to still have some feed left over. You know, it could be also that the worms are kind of overwhelmed with so much to eat. They've got cardboard, they've got fresh mushroom compost, they've got this chicken feed. I mean, I know they're not eating this cardboard yet, but this is in there too. And by the time they get done with this cardboard should be primed to be starting to be chewed on. Let me see there. Let me zoom back in right there. Y'all, I got to say, I was thinking about it this morning. I'm starting to go through withdrawals, y'all. I haven't had to fill a worm order all week. And I am shocked. Honestly, I'm a little shocked. All week? No one put me to work all week. So, you know, I'm hoping next week it's going to break loose like a dam. And I'm going to get it. Well, I better not wish for too much. I better not wish for more than I can handle. But I'm hoping next week the dam's going to break loose. And I'm going to get a bunch of orders in. But y'all, if anybody's interested in some red wiggler worms or some worm castings, y'all, I got red wiggler worms. I got plenty of them. And I even got big enough ones for fishing. I'll hand dig them and count them for you. I got them for starting your own compost bin or compost pile, or you want to start your own worm bin or farm. I do them by the weight, quarter pound, half pound, 1 pound packages. That's in about 250, 500, 1,000 count quantity there. And y'all, I sure would appreciate that support. I was hoping someone was going to put old Lucas to work this week, and they didn't. Which, don't get me wrong, I kept busy. I had plenty to do. But y'all, I need to sell some worms, y'all. Anybody can help me out there? All right, y'all. Well, if anybody's interested in some worms, there's a link in the description of these videos, or you can just go over to eBay and search up the Worm Wizard Castings. You should be able to find our store that way or through our link. Y'all, we sure would appreciate it. Although, if you're not into red wiggler worms or gardening or castings, but you still enjoy the videos and you want to support the channel, giving us a thumbs up and commenting is the best way to do that. And subscribing to the channel, y'all. Because we're going to be having a giveaway when we get to 2,500 subscribers. And y'all, we're getting close. I'm giving away 2 American Silver Eagles. Yes, sir, that's right. 2 troy ounces of fine silver going to one of you lucky viewers out there. Even international viewers are welcome to, the giveaway is going to be open to even international viewers. So there's no excuse not to go over there and click on that subscribe button because it's free. And as soon as we get to 2,500 subscribers, that'll trigger the giveaway, and I'll let y'all know how to enter. And hey, then one of you lucky viewers is going to have some free silver. And I know I mentioned it in yesterday's video, but day before yesterday, I entered Stormy's 100K subscriber giveaway he was having on his YouTube channel, and he was giving away silver, and I won a Benjamin Franklin $half that's about 12.5 grams of silver. So that was really cool. I had never won any silver before. And so I want to encourage everybody just to go over there and subscribe to the channel so we can get to that next giveaway goal, and maybe one of you can experience what I experienced the other day. I tell you what, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. So, yeah. I want to have some of that fun over here on my channel too, y'all. I won something on his channel. I want to spread the love and see if I can give some silver to somebody else. You know, pay it forward to somebody else. So y'all, I sure would appreciate that support. Ooh, let me get in here. Try not to mix in that. I don't want to mix that feed, y'all. Y'all remember I say, you know, you don't really want to mix that feed in because it might heat your bedding up. And the worms don't like it when the bedding get too warm, you know. Let's see here. Oh, look at there. I think I'm going to wait till tomorrow and check it again tomorrow, but I think I'm going to add fresh mushroom compost to the bins tomorrow, I think. It's just about I'm going to wait until tomorrow and we'll see how much of the chicken feed's eaten, because I don't want to mix any fresh mushroom compost on top of any of this feed, because that defeats the purpose. That's basically like mixing the feed into the bedding, and it'll probably heat up and the worms won't like that. So we're going to let the worms work on this for the next, you know, overnight. Maybe, and if they're not finished with it tomorrow, we'll let them work on it another day. And then whenever they finally finish off the chicken feed, I'm going to go ahead and feed all these bins a fresh scoop of mushroom compost. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that rain out there on the shed? Ooh, y'all. See, that feels warm. That feels a little bit warm to the touch right there. So yeah, I definitely don't want to mix that food into the bedding. It'll get too warm for them, I think. Let's zoom in on them though. They look good. Yeah. Let me get that bedding off that feed right there. Yeah, I don't want to mix that in. Oh yeah, all them worms are right underneath that food. Yep, you see them big fat worms like that one right there? If you want some fishing worms, I sell them in quantities of 25, 50, and 100. And I get in here, and I get my glasses on, because y'all know I can't see. So I find my glasses. Once I find my glasses, I get out here, and I hand dig you and count you some fishing worms. Now, I make sure I get my glasses on, so I get you the good ones. I don't get, you know, the little scrawny ones, you know. I dig deep to find the big ones. Oh, yeah. See, it feels warm. I know y'all can't feel what I'm feeling. Kind of like y'all can't smell the smells I smell, but it's a little warm. It's not too concerning, but it needs to be observed and noted that it's a little warm in here, and so you don't want to get it too. You don't want to mix that food in down there or nothing for sure. Because I tell y'all, it get too hot in here, you'll have worms jumping ship. They be all over the floor in here on this concrete floor in the shed. Y'all, could y'all imagine what it would be like out here in the shed? 80, 90 degrees in this shed out here in the South Carolina summer. Spring. I guess it's still spring, yeah, right. With, you know, I don't know, 50 to 100,000 dead worms on the floor, on the concrete floor to deal with. Don't sound like my idea of a good day. Probably be real stinky, too. Shoot, I just thought about it. In a situation like that, I'd probably try to bring the chickens in here and open the door and let the chickens out in here and let them eat them off the floor or something. If something like that, terrible like that happened, probably. So they'd clean up some of them. I didn't have to waste them or something. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. That just sounds like a terrible situation I wouldn't want to have to deal with. So let's try to avoid that, right? All right. Well, y'all, let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Would that be a nightmare scenario for you? Because I think the manufacturer says these worm bins, when they're at full capacity, hold about 16,000 worms each. There's 8 bins here. I mean, some easy math is that's about 120,000 worms, give or take. Could you imagine if 120,000 worms just decided to land, just jump out on the floor and commit, and just die? I mean, because it would be terrible. Because, see, I tell y'all, this concrete floor, when them worms get on that concrete floor, it dries them out fast. They won't last long on that floor. I mean, a few minutes or even hours. But if they land on there and they're not tended to within, a couple hours, they're probably not going to make it. All right. Enough rambling. Y'all, I hope you got something out of this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to, if you want to support the channel, all the ways you could do it. Oh yeah, don't forget, if anybody wants to make any donations to the cause, we got a Venmo and a Cash App information on the description of the homepage for our YouTube channel. If anybody's interested in donating to the cause but aren't interested in any worms or nothing. But hey, y'all, if you made it this far, you already know it. I appreciate it. God bless you. Hey, and y'all come on back now. You hear?